If you like this video, please give a like, subscribe, and share, because truth be told, I need that moolah to buy new baby shoes. But enjoy this from your funky
I
street
was like playing
vibes.
video games with, kind of fucking nerdy dude, didn't get a lot of pussy, like didn't work out, like all this shit, and I just kind of like took him under my wing and like got him on HRT, got him in the fucking gym, like got him to stop smoking weed, and now he's, you know, got a girlfriend and she's fucking pregnant, and he's stopped smoking weed, he's working out all the time, like his entire life fucking changed.
Off you just giving him some tips.
Yeah, I didn't have to do that much, you know, just to like kind of like point him in the right direction, like stop him from doing the same fucking mistakes that all these other guys make.
I know you mentioned this guy last time we spoke.
Yeah.
Cool. So you guys are still talking.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, he just got a girl pregnant. And he's like in a serious relationship. He's happy. Yeah, it's crazy. So.
And you're like, you know what? I need to scale this out and help more guys.
Well, I just felt like nobody was giving them the right information.
Yeah.
There was just so much bad information.
There's a lot, dude.
You know, it's like you fucking get a bad map.
Because they censor you when you give this good information out. They'll say you're a misogynist. They'll ban you off TikTok. Me and you were talking about TikTok earlier.
Yeah, like, I mean, that's a part of it, but I also feel like there's not a lot of guys that have figured this out. Like, you really have to, like, go out there and just, like, you know, figure out what works and what doesn't work, and the only way to do that is to have a big sample size. And I feel like a lot of these, like, male dating coaches, like, they have a lot of theory and, like, stuff sounds good, but, like, these guys don't get a lot of pussy.
Facts.
You know
they're not
what I mean?
outside.
Like, they're not. Like, you know, you have to fuck, like, hundreds or thousands of girls to figure this shit out, you know? It's kind of like one of these things where since there is no fucking roadmap, there is no, like, established, like, right directions and wrong directions, everybody kind of like starts from fucking zero. Well, actually, now they don't start from zero. Back in our day, we started from fucking zero. Like, now they start fucking, you know, from like a negative 50.
Yeah.
Because like they've been programmed with all this bad shit. So they have to like unlearn all the bad shit. And then, only then are they starting off at fucking baseline, coupled with the fact that women expect way more now. Like, they have these like crazy fucking delusions of what they deserve or what's like, you know, what's an average guy? Like, just like what they think is normal or average is so fucking skewed.
When I ask girls, how much money do you think an average guy makes on our show? Almost every time, $100,000 a year. Fucking crazy, bro. Like, the average guy is only making like 30 to 50K depending on where they live. But like the average girl thinks the average guy is making $100,000 per year, which lets you know like a lot of these chicks like expect a lot off rip.
Yeah, and the problem is they go out there and they fuck all these 5% guys, and then they end up just like settling for some rich guy that's going to take care of them, and the rich guy thinks like he got this great girl, and the girl's like just with him so he'll pay her fucking bills because she feels like she can't get one of these 5% guys to actually date her. So it's just like automatically that interaction sucks. And one of the things that I tell guys, like, you want to make a girl want to fuck you. There's girls that want to fuck guys, there's girls that want to date guys, and there's a combination, right? And I want guys in the bucket of like, the girl wants to date me and she also wants to fuck me. Or just that she wants to fuck me and then you can make her want to date you.
There you go.
But like the category that you absolutely don't want to be in is the category of like, she wants to date me but she doesn't want to fuck me.
Yeah.
Because those are the guys that get taken advantage of.
Absolutely. And that's, guys, this is important shit, man. And I'm glad that we're like rehashing this because you have to like drill this in a guy's head like so many times because right now there's somebody watching that probably doesn't get sex from his girlfriend or his wife or his fiance. Like she stopped fucking him and he's just letting her like, I'm still gonna marry her. It's like, no, dude, like you're literally setting yourself up for failure.
Yeah, I mean, that's like the biggest manipulation tactic ever. If a girl's ever just like, you know, using her pussy or blowjobs or something as like a tool to get what she wants, like you're already in a fucking horrendous position. And I think a lot of guys don't realize like how they get in this position. It's like small little battles lost. You know, it's like there's this fucking war for power going on, and small victories and small fucking defeats add up. And these guys, you know, they'll just cave, or they'll be like, oh, you know, happy wife, happy life. Like, let me just appease the wife. And it's like they appease them into the point where like the girl loses respect for the guy and then cheats on him, and the guy just gets blindsided, has no idea where it came from. And I see that a lot, where these women, they just like subconsciously like lose, you know, respect for the guys over time. And then the guy is just so surprised when she cheats on him. He's like, but I was such a good boyfriend and I never cheated on her. I always told the truth and I was there for her and I did this and I did that. And it's just like, you know, when you make too many sacrifices for a woman, they become expected and not appreciated. And a lot of guys end up in this category where they're just making more and more sacrifices, trying to win the girl's approval, and that's just actually subconsciously driving her away because she's never having to invest in the guy. She's never having to like do anything for the guy. So it just puts her in a constant state of like, okay, I know I can have this guy. Do I want him? And then she's looking for other options versus like when she's wondering, what's this guy doing? You know, like, you know, how do I get him to stop talking to this other girl? Like, you know, I want to make him, you mine. Like, I don't want him talking to other girls. Like, all this stuff that makes her want to work for the guy. And the more you work for something, the more you value it. And I think a lot of guys are in these relationships where the woman isn't working for the guy at all.
Yeah.
And when you're in that spot, like I said, you don't really value things you don't work for.
Would you say that's the number one reason why women cheat? Because obviously a lot of girls have like cheated on their boyfriends with you, and you found out after the fact. Like, would you say that's like one of the top reasons why girls cheat?
I mean, it always starts with he was so nice, but. So I would say.
Fucking terrible.
I would say being bored. I think a lot of women get bored in a relationship. A lot of women like know that the guy's never going anywhere, that he doesn't really have any other options. Like, he's completely invested. Not that that's like a bad thing, is that, to be dedicated to a woman, but be dedicated to a woman because you like her, not because you don't have other options.
Yeah. You're choosing her versus you're just settling what you can.
Settling, yeah, exactly, for the low-hanging fruit. And I think a lot of guys end up in that spot. And if you're not willing to fucking walk, you're never going to have power. And I think a lot of these guys are not willing to walk.
Yeah, that's very true. So you've been compiling data for this program for almost 2 years. What are some of the things, like one of the most shocking data points that you've realized from compiling? I know you got like Excel sheets, split tests that you ran, etc. What are some of the craziest data points that you would say you found out?
I mean, there's so many, but I think the most important overarching thing was just the difference in pursuing versus being pursued. And I know that sounds very basic, but it's twofold. Like I said, when you're pursuing a girl, your flaws magnify and her flaws disappear. When she's chasing you, your flaws disappear and her flaws magnify. So I think a lot of these guys get focused on like looks maxing and all this stuff, but they forget about the fact that they're not aware of the fact that when a woman is chasing them, their flaws are gone. Mm-hmm. So it doesn't really matter that they're not that tall, or they're not that rich, they're not this, or they're not that. Yeah. And I've seen it on the flip side where, like, my buddy, he was, 6'1", worth $500 million. We'd had fucking orgies together. He's fucked tons of chicks. Like, he's smart. He's good. All these things, like everything the guys think they need. But because he was over pursuing girls, he'd run them right the fuck off. Shit. So, like, I know for a fact that, you could have all the stuff that guys think that you need and still have bad results if you do the wrong thing. And I think that you don't need a lot of those attraction triggers if you do the right thing to have good results. And I saw that, in college. There was guys that were like, broke, fat, ugly, whatever, and they were fucking a lot of chicks, but they were doing the right things.
Yeah. Would you say, if you pursue, I mean, if you can quantify it, that'd be awesome if you can. But like, would you say that when you pursue a girl, your chances of getting her are actually like what, 50% less, or would you be fair to say maybe you got like double the chance of closing the deal if she's chasing you? Like, how significant of a difference do you think it makes?
It's super significant, but it's not just on closing. It's then like the entire relationship going forward. Okay. Like how much she invests in you, how much she chases you, is gonna fucking lay the foundation of the relationship. Yeah. Like if a girl's chased you for a while, like she's going to value you more, subconsciously and consciously. Like it's unavoidable. Thing. Yeah, exactly. It's like, if you fucking spent 7 years saving up for a Ferrari, you're going to value it a lot more than if you just were fucking handed it to, on your 16th birthday. Like, you're going to be happy both times, but like that happiness is going to fade a lot faster as a 16-year-old that never had to work for it versus if you've been working for this thing your whole fucking life. And so, obviously that's an extreme example, but if a woman has been, putting in effort and chasing a guy, when she finally ends up with that guy, she's going to really value him. She's not going to want to lose him, and she's going to be way less likely to cheat on him. She's more likely to want to please him, want to make him happy, and then just the whole relationship is better. Yeah. Versus when the guy pursues, and then the girl decides like, okay, I can't do better. Like I'll take this guy. You know what I mean? It's kind of like we'll settle for this, as opposed to like getting what you want.
And I love the analogy you gave where, if you're a door-to-door salesman and they come to you, you're looking at it like, okay, what's the issue with this product? They're coming to me. Yeah. Versus if you're bidding on something and there's a bunch of other people bidding, like you're willing to go, well, 1,000, well, I'll do 2,000, well, I'll do 3,000, well, I'll do 3,500. And you don't even know if the product is going to be as good, but you just want to go ahead and win and beat these other people out. And I think that speaks to female nature as far as them being competitive, want to beat other girls out. So your flaws aren't highlighted like if you're selling it to her with like a door-to-door salesman. Which is a great analogy.
Yeah, and I figured that out, and like I said, it sounds simple.
Because women look to disqualify.
Yeah.
Like I've always said that, like when you meet a girl, she's looking to like find a reason to not fuck with you.
Yeah.
So that's like a perfect analogy, but sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where it sounds simple, but it has such a fucking profound impact. And like, there's 7 different ways to trigger a girl to chase you.
I was going to ask you that next,
so
the
like,
7 things.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about a couple of them, like pre-selection, jealousies, things like that. But it's, it's just very, very fucking important because the framing of this, and that's why I say like indirect a lot of times is better than direct approach. And a lot of guys think like direct approach is just, the way to do it and whatever, but they really put themselves at a disadvantage.
You got to know what you're doing to be direct. I'll be like, I like direct, but I see why indirect is good for guys that have anxiety or they're nervous or like, you know what I mean? It's kind of, it allows them to at least talk to the girl because so many guys puss out like, and they don't do it. So indirect is a great way to kind of get in there, get the interactions, get the reps up without like putting your balls on the line.
Yeah, I mean, direct, you just have to like have more attraction built. So the better looking you are, the more effective that's going to be. The more confident you are, the more effective that's going to be. And also you have to like, you have to tease it a little bit too. Like you can't just pour on the, you can be direct and then you can, fuck with it a little bit, push, pull. Like it's a little bit more finesse. Whereas indirect, you kind of like get in there, you're having a conversation, you don't have the chance of being rejected, so you're just more relaxed. She's also wondering a little bit like, is this guy interested in me? You get to, introduce jealousy along the way. Like you get to build attraction a little bit slower and it's more at your pace. I mean, direct is good for saving time, like I said, like
facts.
But at the same time, you have to have some attraction built and you have to be more confident and you have to be okay with being rejected more often.
Yeah. You talk a lot about like logistics and the setup, which I think is fucking so important that people don't talk about. Like, they're just like, yeah, just go here and do this and it's going to work every single time. But I don't think enough people put emphasis on logistics and social proof and how important that is in like setting things up for wins. What's your take on that?
I mean, I think it's super important. I mean, if you set, like anything in life, you set yourself up for success, you set yourself up for failure. And if you're trying to get laid and you're going out, boating or whatever, and you invite 10 girls and there's, a few guys and there's 10 girls, they're just going to be competing for your attention a lot more than if it's 10 guys and 2 girls and all the guys are fucking hitting on the girls and they get, plenty of attention and all these guys are, indicating their interest. And it's just like, I've seen both situations. So you can just like set yourself up to have a lot, higher chance of success, or you can set yourself up to, have a fucking high chance of failure. And I think there's a lot of other examples other than just the ratios, but that's one that's pretty fucking obvious.
Ratio is so important, man. Like, I don't think enough people understand. I remember when I used to like go to clubs or do any type of night game, if I walked in and the ratio was fucked up, I would just leave. Because it's like, a lot of times, if the ratio isn't good, like the girl's already going to have a highlighted ego, like based on that particular sexual marketplace. So it's like, you're going in kind of with the chips down, right? Especially if you don't have a section or whatever, and it just goes to show how important it is to meet the girl under certain pretenses. Because like, for us, like we meet a hot girl in the grocery store, we don't give a shit, she's hot, right? Yeah. But like for girls, it's like, they want to have like almost a story of how they met you and like have a cool like a cool backstory of how they met you. They want that romantic meeting.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of ways to like cheat the system too. Like if you've got a girl that is in the friend zone for you or whatever that you fucked it up with, just, go out with her. You're with a hot girl. Nobody knows if you're fucking her or not. You know what I mean? Like, just the fact that you're with a hot girl makes you, safer, makes you kind of vouch for, like, all these things. So there's ways to kind of cheat the system if you're not getting a lot of pussy. And, and then if you have a lot of money, too, I mean, you could hire a girl. My buddy, I got him what I call the biographer. I, like, had him hire this girl that I knew, and I, like, trained her on what to do. And so her job when they went out was basically to, like, go up to hot girls, start a conversation. The girl would be like, oh, who you're here with? Oh, I'm here with my friend, blah, blah, blah. And then she starts like bragging about the guy, like talking him up. And the girl's like, oh, cool. Like, are you dating? And she's like, oh, like he won't sleep with me. And, but I think he's fucking awesome. And it's basically like she's communicating all this value for this fucking guy. So like when he finally wanders in, like this girl's like, who the fuck is this guy that like is not willing to sleep with this super fucking hot girl that's like trying to sleep with him? It's just like she subcommunicates so much value that guy like almost can't fuck up the interaction, right? So there's kind of like what you say, which is what most guys do. They like brag about themselves, like talk about all this shit, which indirectly makes you chase, right? Because like, who are you going to brag to? Somebody you want to impress. Yeah. Versus like seen or told by somebody else, it's just like way more powerful. Like
especially a female.
100%, because they're just used to guys trying to fucking impress them all the time.
So if a girl does it and she's attractive, and I don't think guys understand like how much women bank on like social proof. Like me and you, right? We're out, right? And you see a hot girl or I see a hot girl. Like, I don't need to go to you and be like, hey, Dan, you think she's hot? Like, I'll just go to talk to her. Like, I don't need, like, my buddy's approval to find a girl attractive. But, like, for women, it's weird. They do. So it's like, she goes and talks to a guy. She might like him, but she's still going to console with her friends. Like, hey, I met this guy. What do you guys think? And if the girls say no, even though she liked you, she might change her mind. So it's like, they kind of almost lack independent thinking when it comes to what they find attractive and what they
Yeah,
don't.
and there's a way to hijack that thought process, which is you're already out with a cute girl. You know what I mean? Then it's like you're already vouched for. There's already a hot girl that finds you attractive that's with you, right? So now she doesn't have to ask her friends because there's already somebody that like social proofs you. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot of different ways to do it. Obviously, like, you know, those are a little bit more difficult for the average guy, but there's like tons of things. So I don't know, man. Like I said, I just want to kind of like give them a blueprint of like the mistakes, the fucking right things to do, and, you know, just like a download of everything that I've learned in the last like 20 something years. All the shit that I wish that I knew when I was younger. Like, I wish that Hugh Hefner would have like fucking broken it down. You know what I mean? Like, it would save me so much fucking time and effort. You know?
So in transitioning real quick to politics, man, we were having a discussion upstairs about this. Obviously, it's an election year, so we got to talk about this. We got, as the time of this recording, we got Trump in, Kamala, the DNC pretty much, I think, just wrapped up. What are your thoughts in general about what's going on in the political scene?
I think it's a fucking disaster.